Welcome to Today Update with Precious, with me, Precious. And today for Inside Updates with Precious, we want, look at the series of coups for inside African countries. We don't get the one we happen for Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger Republic, and now Gabon. Waiting they happen. We go also travel go see the African countries and where don't they take action, because just recently, as at today, we hear say Paul Biya of Cameroon, where be say don't they rule for 42 years, don't take action to reshuffle in military people them. Comot some people them, about 7 people they will be pata pata, comot them. Paul Kagame of Rwanda don't do the same thing. Him na about 20 years in on the rule, because na about since 2009 enter inside government. Himself don't pursue some people, some senior military officers, put back some junior people them, and all of that. So now wetin make we want discuss this matter with all of these things where they happen for Africa and all this coup d'etat back to back to back. Meanwhile, we still get leaders in way be say some of them don't dey government for a very long time. Some of them don't dey inside government for as long as 40 years, some 42 years, some 20 years, some even more. The reason, one of the reasons where people they talk say we make them comot Ali Bongo for inside office now, because of say in family don't they rule Gabon for about 55 years. In papa been rule Gabon for 40 years plus. He can't take over from him papa for 2009. As he take over from him papa, he don't do first tenor, do second tenor. He can't conduct election where he be say he used to third tenor, where just happened last week. As he conduct that election, he make sure say international observers they no come. He make sure say internet no work. He shut down internet, maybe nobody report anything. As the election finish, where he be say na him can still come out as winner. Where he be say they don't even give opposition fair play for inside that election. Now there, now he be say people convex. By the time he say Jack Robinson, military don't take over. If you see plenty money where they just they see for people hand for inside Gabon, political officers them. They just they go there as the military they invade their houses, they just they catch them with plenty money. Where political leaders they carry all this money, they go. If the money na commonwealth of their country, people them, where did they carry and they go? The vice president of Equatorial Guinea will be the son of the president of Equatorial Guinea. That one now from one lavishing and one lavishing to the other. So the UK don't ban and say now come our country again, they spend money too much. That now we could talk about this matter today for Inside Updates with Precious. Welcome for the show. And as usual, I carry my number one person where be say, Sabi follow me put mouth for this matter. Oga Darlington, in a barrister of law. Darlington Agomo, na him be name. He did here with me. Good afternoon, Mr. Darlington.
Good afternoon.
Now lounge Jane with the lounge like this by his poolside. If you just shift small like this, now water you don't dive like this. So
and I will fall together.
No, not be me you go fall together. That kind of thing they happen. Or yours is your case. All right. So Mr. Darlington, make we look at this thing don't happen. First of all, how you receive the story wey happen for Gabon?
Thank you, Precious. You see, then thought say nobody go kill an idea whose time has come.
Hey, wait.
When
that is nobody fit kill pikin wey the time when they want born and don't reach.
Exactly.
Ew.
So you should not be surprised. You know, it don't tell where African leaders they behave anyhow, especially those who claim say them be civilian presidents. Then they behave anyhow. They will do sham election. Some go change their constitution so that you don't go say na dictator. I don't know dictator wey pass somebody wey go change constitution so that he go remain for office after him tenure don finish. No be dictatorship be that. But to deceive the people and the whole world, dem go use constitution say na so law talk. Meanwhile, na dem change the law to suit themselves. E don tey wey dis thing dey happen for Africa. E don tey. And to make matter worse, all these leaders wey no wan comot for office, they are not even improving their country. That is even
why
the
so?
most
Why so? Why it be like that?
When somebody have overstayed his welcome, e become a nuisance. You know, like in economics, they say diminishing return. When you don reach the highest point, na to begin come down again. So you don't get to the level of your own capacity. So there is
So
nothing
law of diminishing
in
returns don't
return.
begin come back.
So you have nothing to offer again, nothing, no creative idea, nothing. Just sit down there, they chop money. And instead of this leader to do the needful, they will not. One of the reasons wey dey make them not to comot for office na because of the thing wey they don do for office. Dem dey fear as if dem comot na people go come see wetin dey do, so they want to die in office. So that when they don die, if you dey probe them, that one na for their back. That is the truth. They don do so many evil things, bad thing wey they don do, so they no wan make another person come find out wetin they don do for office. Na that thing dey fear them most. No be say they are performing wonder, no be say they love their country more, no. Na because they don do so many evil things when they dey inside office, and their fear be say the person wey dey come, even if na the person wey they no know, fit change, you come begin expose them. So na the main thing wey dey fear them.
So make we take a run down history lane with wetin happen for Gabon. We go also visit other African countries. Omar Bongo, wey be the papa of Ali Bongo, rule from Okembowa. In fact, from I think 1965, I mean 1965 or 1975, because now when Ibise, because him been dey government when Ibise Nigerian Civil War happened. 1967,
yes.
Because he been dey government when Nigerian Civil War happened, and in fact claims been dey say even Ali Bongo sef no be in biological pikin, say na pikin wey be some of the children wey dem bring from civil war for Nigeria wey dem been help na e be. So wetin make you think say go don make am dey for inside government to since that time till when he come die for 2009, and pikin come take over, then it come still continue, and then their people dey feel that impact as one of the, I think the fourth oil producer in Africa. Now dem be fourth oil producer with a population of only 2.5 million people. Exactly. 2.5 million, fourth oil producer. Yet your people need to see the dividend for their body. If you see plenty money where they see for a house, as them go invade the house. So wetin make you think say they cause this kind lack of development or lack of developmental ideas them from African leaders them?
Na poverty mentality.
How?
Yes. The people wey you think say dem be rich people, their brain, their mentality na poverty full there. They no get development mentality, na poverty na im full their head. That's why somebody will want to grab all the money, grab. Meanwhile, he no do anything for office. When somebody is coming from a background of how do I call it now, deprived. When you do not grow up with that spirit of diligence, spirit of hard work, spirit of patriotism. When you get opportunity for office, you want to steal and steal and steal and steal and steal and steal, for reasons best known to you. Meanwhile, the first thing they will do when they have this opportunity na to begin eliminate opposition. Those wey go challenge them for office, they will make sure that they disempower them, either economically or politically. They render them irrelevant. That is one of the first things they do. All those people wey go give them wahala, they make sure they either send them into exile or they kill them, or they make sure say they no get economic empowerment. And with this, they cannot remain in office without anybody challenging them. That is one of the things that will go through their minds. It's not as if they don't know what to do, but because of that greed, greed, when somebody grew up with the greed mentality, which is the result of poverty mentality, that is where you see most of these things. Most African nations, they came out from colonialism.
Yes.
They saw how colonial masters were lording it over them and others. So when the colonial masters now left, they took over to become their own colonial master against their own people. They want to practice that thing they saw with the white man. Meanwhile, the greed of the white man is no reach like this. They were only interested in making sure that things work normally, Because if the white man had been plundering them and refused to give them independence, they won't be where they are now. The white man was even not sure that if they leave these people, they can manage themselves. You can see that most of the African countries, immediately they get independence, war will break out. War will break out because they never mature to handle their own affairs.
But now we they talk say the same head wey Igbo people get, we get them. The same brain then get, we get them. If they talk say we never mature, we go dey talk say that's na discrimination. Why they go talk say we no mature reach? Maybe the same brain then get, we get. So why it will come be say in reality, maybe truly we no even they get the ability to govern ourselves?
Because you know, say the white man has been there over the years. Now them bring this democracy, and they bring government, education, literature, policy, science and technology. They have been far ahead of us. They have been far.
So they understand them.
They know, yeah. Now them be the creator. Now them invent it. So you cannot do more than the person who created something. That is why they were spreading independence all over the world, giving people independence. When they feel that you are mature, they will leave you, because they know what it means. It is their brainchild. They nurtured it. They know that this is the best form of government for people. But because Africa, listen very well, Africa, we are not used to it.
Mr. Darlington, if Africa we know they used to them, now waiting make we do like this. But these same people, the way you talk say, now them nurture democracy. Now them bring the idea. But they support most of this election where they talk say no go well for inside Africa. So why then go support this if they say they no go fit take for their own country?
No, that one is.
I want to understand why.
No, that one is a diplomatic courtesy.
How?
You cannot come from outside to come and denigrate another country. In international diplomacy, it is not allowed. No matter how bad the things are, you are not supposed to come into that country and begin to say all the bad things. Who doesn't know what he's doing? That's not what they ask you to come and do. They say you should come and observe election. Observe and go. Even if there's anything bad, you have a way of saying it in a very mild manner. That's the diplomacy. You are not expected to come and start telling the government.
So Mr. Darlington, beyond observation, will they talk about most of these world leaders then supporting some of these rulers, no be leaders now, some of these African rulers where don't sit down for power. For instance, somebody like Emmanuel Macron now, he been there just 5 years old when Paul Biya of Cameroon become president of Cameroon.
Yes.
They never even born am when Paul Biya be prime minister for inside Cameroon. Because Paul Biya be prime minister, I think 1975. Then born Emmanuel Macron 1977. You understand? From prime minister, he can't enter inside the election. Remember, say the election will even bring Paul Biya enter inside for 1982 when the election bring up. They also been talk say that election get as it take do. People be the contest and say now Magomago election. But it don't dey power now. For the next 42 years, it still dey power. Even when you know if you remember what they do again. Even when they say go come out, go outside, you know if you remember what they do. But somebody like Emmanuel Macron still they support him. So wetin go make we say something? Why he be say France go fit allow him, Emmanuel, will be just 40 years old when he win election to win election. But they no go fit. He go come dey support person wey be say being grandpapa age make he be rule for another country.
You see the white man. Let us, even though some of us we used to blame them, but my dear, there's a limit to blaming somebody. He is a foreigner, a white man. He is not in Cameroon. He didn't even vote in the election. If the people of Cameroon accept him, what is your own? What is your own? The people get the type of government they deserve. They believe that if the people don't welcome them, why should the white man interfere? That is what the international diplomacy is all about. That is what sovereignty is all about.
So not be because of say France they gain anything or the other from this thing.
No. Even if they want to get, you are the one. They didn't put gun on your head and say give me. You are the one.
See what's in they happen for Niger now. Niger military rulers don't tell them leave us. Then talk say Macron they talk say make it tell the ambassador. My ambassador sit down there. Say happy ambassador no leave.
Even if the ambassador is there, is the ambassador stealing your money? Is he stealing your resources?
But they carry their resources. Not be Niger they give them the what's in them they use produce their light
Make we talk this thing as it's supposed to be.
How it take be?
Good. My dear, No white man can remove one single piece of gold from your soil without you saying take. I'm telling you. It is the same leaders, your people who you elected. Are you not the one that voted them? Is it the white man that voted them into office? No, tell me. So if the man have sold his country, what is the problem of the white man there? Tell me now. Tell me that there was a time America, France carry armored car, armored ship, come and invade. Oh yeah, you want to pack your good? Oh yeah, give it to us, or we'll finish all of you. Have you heard such a thing before? They told your leader, say, look, we need this, and the man agreed. Uh-huh. Is it their fault? If you say no, will they shoot gun on your head? Eh? It is you African. You are the one electing bad leader. Didn't you do it in Nigeria here? Hold on. Did you not do it in Nigeria here? Okay, you are talking. Look at the time European Union complained about Nigerian election. Didn't you see the reaction of the government? You can see now. So no place, there's no place anyone might go and observe election and criticize the government, and the government will be happy with them. They will ask them, which one is your own? My people have elected me, so why are you complaining? That is the this thing here. That's the procedure here. So you don't expect any white man to say because you entered the government through one form or the other, therefore we don't want to talk to you. We don't, no. In international diplomacy, it's not allowed. As long as your people say they like you, no, they don't have any problem with that. Oh, I'm telling you,
But
they
even
don't
when
have
people,
any problem.
how about even when people no talk say they like the person, but the people they still dey? Because clearly, wetin dey happen for Gabon now, no show say the people of Gabon like wetin dey happen.
The people of Gabon, they don't make their choice through the military. And as you can see, they always want to return back to civilian administration. All of them, immediately they do coup, they will set up a transitional committee to midwife another civilian democracy. No military government has come to Africa to say I want to stay put. No. They are like an intervention force. Are you getting what I'm saying? When the civilian administration is not doing well, they intervene to correct the anomaly. Check all of them. They always put in place a plan to go back to civilian rule. It's not as if they have come to stay forever. No. We don't have any military dictatorship in Africa today. What you have is civilian dictatorship. That's what we have. So if the people have accepted, the only thing I'm telling you is that if the people have accepted it, why would a foreign white man come to
So if
intervene?
you agree, say na civilian dictatorship we get, then why should we even have that? Is civilian dictatorship a form of government? Civilian dictatorship na form of government. So why e think say people happy say dem dey under dictatorship? E get anybody wey dey happy say dem dey under dictatorship? Abi you no feel say na just because of say the people dey helpless? If the
No,
people make the choice, they go want. If people get the right to make the choice, they go agree make a choice to somebody who will put them under dictatorship.
my dear, they say charity begins at home. Oh. You suffered it here under Buhari, didn't you? You even went through worse military dictatorship under Buhari. What did you do? Tell me, what did any Nigerian do throughout Buhari's 8 years in office? So when you are talking of other countries, look at yourself. Charity begins at home. Are we faring better? You may say, at least we don't have any Nigerian who has stayed in office for 20 years. No. But the few years they stayed, is it not worse than the 20 years any African leader has stayed? Look at Nigeria economy now after Buhari's 8 years. Look at where we are. Throughout his 8 years, did anybody challenge or even do any protest because of bad leadership? Eh? It is because these leaders, they have disempowered the people. They have psychologically weakened the mind of their citizens.
How?
People were so weak economically and politically that they don't know what to do. You don't know when somebody is frustrated and going through depression. Do you know how many people suffered depression under Buhari? People truly went into depression under Buhari. Do you know how many people suffered? Eh? Psychologists are telling you that the thing went high under that administration because of the way people were marooned and treated, because of the harsh economy they suffered.
So people they're enjoying now for this administration.
I'm coming from somewhere.
Okay.
When this other one now came in, you can see that it became worse. You know that the white man, they are one. The people of France now, they are pursuing one goal. That of German, they are pursuing one goal. In fact, they have a monolithic society. So whenever they are pursuing something, they are pursuing one goal. But in most of these African countries, because of tribal interests, that is why we cannot move forward. Because when this other tribe want to move forward, this other one say, where are you going? Come back. This one want to move forward. This one will enter into office, say, all his people will support him. Even if he is committing murder there, they will not bother. If you now challenge it, they say, it is now the turn of our brother. That's why you are talking about. We will not allow it. It is an insult. We cannot allow you to disgrace our brother in office. They will start fighting to protect him and everything. So anything you say, anything, they will counter it. But the white man is not like that.
So now make it easy for them to rule themselves.
Yes. They cannot tolerate any deviant in their own society. Because what affects you affects me now. That's what they believe. They have a standard. You cannot deviate from it. You cannot. Look at what Donald Trump did in America. They are still taking him to court up till now because he wanted to rubbish the American political system. They challenge him. The system challenge him. By next year now, March, I think March 20 something, he will be going on trial. American president for the first time in the history of America. All those things that they are harassing Donald Trump for. It is something our leaders are doing here with levity. Who is it tax? How many of them pay tax? Is it a grouping women from their back and all that? That one they will leave as you know the shame. A whole president touch you, now they talk. They will even beg the president, please, my daughter is available. But you can't do those things over there. You can see the standard. The women were not even bothered that this is the president. They were coming out to accuse him. Something nobody have died in Nigeria. Say the first time a president destroyed the marriage of his son, what came out of it? When he was alleged to be sleeping with the wife of his son. What came out of it? Precious, what did any of you do? What came out of it? So you can see what I'm telling you now.
Some people they blame the doctor self from
you can imagine. Nobody talking to the man is So you can see how our society is. These are the things that they are exploiting. When they see all those loopholes in our society, they will exploit it and use it against all of us.
So you feel say our leaders them actually, or African leaders them, know the weakness or actually skill of their people.
Know that
they
yes, they want to use it. They use it to remain in power.
But then what's be the purpose of staying in power when your people no fit gets the proper development they need? When it be say most of those money where they make in power, most of them they also use them establish for other people countries. Most of them they buy properties. I give you the instance of Mbosongo, Theodore Mbosongo of Equatorial Guinea. These people get properties anyhow for other countries. Yes. In fact, the prime minister of what did they call him? I said the prime minister Ali Bongo, where they just come out now for Gambia. Himself get properties. In fact, the person will take over from him when they just announced now saying that he go be the interim person. In cousin, that one self get some properties for US. You understand?
All of them.
So what's be the essence of say you they drag to be leader, but you not fit even use that thing, the proceeds of your leadership for the development of your region. Rather, they use them empower Oyibo people them. They use them build properties for abroad.
Exactly, because the Oyibo country is stable. Then they say they know that if they put all their eggs in one basket, something may happen tomorrow where all those properties they will seize all of them.
So why don't you be in power to make sure so you make your own economy as stable as that of Oyibo people?
Because he is conscious of the society where he is. He knows that the people are are not educated, they are not literate, they are not they are backwards, and he's not sure what will happen tomorrow. So let him go and
Mr. Darlington, we're still coming back to the same thing. Whose responsibility is it to make sure say that people get educated? Whose responsibility is it to make sure you enlighten your people? It is the leaders.
Yes.
So if not their responsibility, then why it be say that same responsibility we then get? They fail on those duties. Rather they will carry that money, go empower people where be say don't already refine their own places.
Okay, let me tell you. Not all the leaders have leadership ability and quality. Not all of them. I want to give you an example with Nigeria. Awolowo looked at everything and said, look, education is the greatest legacy you can give anybody. And he introduced the free education in the Southwest. When he introduced it, if you see the opposition Awolowo face, oh my God, go and read the story very well.
Some people talk say they for no fit go school today.
If not for Awolowo, I'm telling you. But the opposite, the people say, look at that poetry. They were making mockery of those who were going to that school. But Awolowo was a visionary leader. He made sure that that thing succeeded, and he pulled a lot of people out of what? Poverty, out of illiteracy, out of backwardness.
So if you work during Awolowo time, most of these leaders we get in present time, then benefit from that free education for Awolowo time. Why they no fit make sure say those same thing happen again? Now what thing would they talk about be that?
Good. Let me tell you why. You see, it is not everybody. I told you, not everybody has the same vision and mindset. That is why leadership is not for everybody. I have said it. After all, there were people during Awolowo's time. There were people during his time. Why didn't they continue? Why didn't they do it? I told you that Awolowo went to the north and told Saduna, look, this free education I'm giving to my people in the south. You can afford it. Give it to your people now. What did the man answer him? He said, Awolowo, go and keep your free education with yourself. Oh. We don't want it here. If we educate all these people, who will serve our children? That was his reply to the man. And look at the result today. No, tell me, look at the North has been in power.
Still get a majority.
The North has been in power more than any other region in this country. Close to almost 50 years out of our 62 years of independence. What is the impact on the North? Educationally, politically, economically. What? You can see. So they are not even bothered. They are not concerned that this thing, they want to continue to keep the people where they are. Because that is their mindset. That is the mindset of northern leaders, feudalism. Wherever you find yourself, you remain there. Nobody will try to lift you up. No, it's not in their dictionary. It is even a taboo for you to be a poor man in the north and then all of a sudden you become no. But here, you can become a poor man yesterday, tomorrow you become a leader, a kingmaker. You can see the difference. So that is the mindset. That is why these people that have ruled Nigeria over the years, the same mindset they have, the same background they have, they are using it to rule Nigeria. They don't want Nigeria to move forward, just like they don't want their people to move forward. You can see the danger we are in. Unfortunately, they don't call all of us together and say we'll be Nigeria. The white man, the British people join us together. Why do you think people are agitating to leave the country? Why do you think so? It's because of what this is.
So what will come be the way forward now? Because with the way the thing they happen now, I mean, just today, the Oga Pata them way they army don't give a warning to army officers. Just today, they give those orders and talk. Say with all of this cool thing where they happen, say they need loyalty. Say without loyalty, no military. So say any army officer when no say then no. I don't want to mention names because the news there everywhere. People go know. Say any army officer when no say you no go feed the lawyer, make Kukuma resign, make you know say army no before him. You understand? So say the first thing they say they must obey and they loyal to the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, will be the president, and then also trace down that loyalty to all their bosses them downwards. You understand? So even like say practically almost all African leaders, don't they checkmate their military already to make sure say everybody they in check. So but wetin be the thing? How would they go fit tackle the major cause and reason we make these coups then they happen? And then military. now the best intervention, because the military themselves, they go fit do anything good, and be the question.
Let me tell you, Precious,
Sir?
the Western world, they went through worse situations. I'm telling you, their leaders, they were behaving like God, emperor, you know, the monarchy. If you check Tsarist Russia before the 1718 revolution, the Russian revolution, the Russian leader were behaving like God. They were living like prince and princesses.
Help me be keeping your face straight sometimes.
So even the whatever, the French Revolution,
like
the French Revolution, it is the same thing. You understand? They were doing the same thing until the French Revolution happened. So all these people, they pass through the same system of rascality, leadership rascality.
So you think, but they aren't there as long as our own?
More than. More than. We are just 63 years now since independence. Their own years. Until go and check the history. All of them went through one revolution or the other before they got it out. And the only advantage that it is the people that carried that real revolution, because they got tired of their kings and princes and princesses. You understand now? They even removed their head and put it in the market square. Yes, that's what they did. That's what we are trying to avoid here. That we don't want to go through all those revolutions that we read in the history book. Because the Western world, they went through it, they understand what is happening. In our own case, we are talking so that we can avert it. Because the revolution of the people is even 10 times deadlier than that of the military. In fact, nobody will be spared.
You don't remind me what happened for Egypt.
Oh ho.
But is Egypt better for it now? Now be the question.
At least the people have learned their lesson. Didn't you see Mubarak when they were carrying on a stretcher to come to court to answer for his deeds in office? That is leadership. That is where when the country want to say we want to get it right. Something that will never happen in Nigeria. People say, even when the man one die, I can see carry and come, people will be shouting, these people making noise. But they don't care. So that is what we are fighting now. All this thing that we are doing in the human rights community is to put our leaders on their toes. Because we know what happened somewhere in the past. We knew. Nobody can tell us. The history book is there. So, like I always tell you, the wise one, they ask him, how many times will something happen to you before you learn? He said, we not even wait for anything to happen to you. Use what happened to others to learn a lesson. So, Nigerian leaders, one of the reasons why they keep misbehaving and doing whatever they like, they believe that the people they met, they are so docile that because they have not been doing any rascality, therefore they can accept anything. That is what gets them carried away. They don't know when people are boiling outside because they live in a cocoon. You know, when you are in that house
so now wetin make e be say during Femi Adesina time and Garba Shehu,
yes,
dem go talk say nothing dey happen to economy.
Exactly. That's why we are not talking. Nigeria, as long as we are not
then even this time say the report come out, they tell Oga Presido say a great percentage of Nigerians dey okay with the government.
That the unemployment is now only 4%.
4%.
All those fictitious people. They use it.
So if like say if they enter government, they forget wetin the real people.
I'm telling you, because you are living in a cocoon. The people you advise as your age, they will be telling you things, they will show you things to tell you that outside is okay. You should not worry yourself. And for that reason, the leader may not even have a way to find out because he has appointed these aides to help him.
Because na different world altogether.
You have appointed all these aides to be your eye and your ear.
So you dey talk now say most of these aides, they no dey be enough eye and ear. So wetin go make they no go fit be enough eye and ear if they want the success of their oga administration?
Because that is what the oga want to hear. You look at they say body language of Buhari, body language. So your body language, how can you be reporting to your leader? Oga, outside is bad though. You are embarrassing the man.
Just hold on a second. Now, wetin make Oga Buhari been talk for national TV that time? Talk say the people dem wey come do EndSARS, say na people dem wey wan comot am for office. Meaning say na the briefing wey him been get say EndSARS people na people wey wan comot am for office. No be say dem dey agitate against police brutality.
That is the impression they gave him.
Oh wow.
Yes, that is all these eggs that they pile up. Oh, one man will gather 30 eggs. What are they doing? That to go and be fishing the information and be feeding him. You know, bringing for information from right, left, and center. And when they get all this info, the man say yowa, 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 yowa. Then when they hear one or two people, they say don't mind them. Those people they are PDP people. They are opposition. They are opposition. Majority of Nigerians are happy with you, this and that.
So waiting we go fit do for Africa now, just before our time finish, because we almost get just
now,
5 minutes. Waiting we go fit do to get them right with leadership, and also to bring that consciousness back in the minds of people to demand better accountability from their leaders.
It is the society, it is the populace, it is the citizenship that is aware. Create this awareness by all these things that we are speaking on radio and television all over the place. It is to sensitize them, let them know their rights, so that no matter where it is coming from, you will challenge it. Let me give you an example. One man has been ruling this Lagos since 1999 through Proxy. He decides who will be governor, who will be local government chairman, who will be commissioner, who will be ordinary councillor, and even who will be senator and House of Rep member. One man. He will write names the same as he wrote the name, so shall it be. And most of them through Proxy. If you say you are going if you say you are not going as a governor, you are not repeating your going for second, you will not go. Go and ask somebody what he saw.
But that's not be waiting most governors they find way to do to always get their success. So for instance, we see today for this morning we wake up to a lot of videos where they trend for Ogun State, how chairmen of local government, plenty of babara mamas them where the elderly men, where some of them if you senior the governor of Ogun State that they prostrate for them, they need and they prostrate for them. You understand? So you know, feel saying that because of the kind of government they run, because the governors them somehow they belong.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That the mindset we are trying to change. The moment people become conscious, I was going somewhere with that of Lagos. You can see that now for the first time, the Lagos State House Assembly, they are beginning to assert their position. The commissioner nominees, they rejected 17 of them.
Oh, you hear wetin Mudashiru Obasa talk?
Good.
You hear wetin he talk say person wey dey live for glass house
they should not throw stone.
Because if you throw stone, he can say they no one talk.
Exactly.
He can't even put to in face. If you see in face, the way he talk, he say they not just one talk.
Because listen, let me tell you what is going on. Because the House of Assembly, if they have played this role earlier on, when the president wanted to rule Lagos State, things were not there like this, because I remember they wanted to screen him out because of all these baggages he's carrying. But he had to kneel down and beg them that they should save his mandate. You understand? And because of this, they were able to waive so many things for him in Lagos State.
You sure about this one?
I said I am telling you, if not, this thing that we are seeing now, did it happen today? It was there before he became Lagos State governor now. It was there. Why they not see him for State Assembly? Why they not see him? They saw it. It's just that he pleaded, he begged.
He did evidence saying
I said he begged. No, don't go too far. He pleaded with the assembly to save his mandate, and they did, because he had to compromise. He had to compromise. That was how he ruled Lagos State 2 times. That's why people are not saying that he did. This thing has been there. People knew, but somehow he will influence some people to accept him the way he is. And look at where it has gotten to now. Because he has gone national, look at the problem now. Meanwhile, this problem should have been taken care of by the State Assembly. So when you have a rubber stamp assembly, that is what happens. So this one now that Obasa is doing, it is what they discovered among these nominees. All this rejection now, they should have done it if they were the first set of assembly members in Lagos State. The president wouldn't be going through what he's going through now. He would have humbled himself and respected himself. But because he had gotten this far, that is why he has now asserted himself and has made a lot of money. So what I'm not saying that this thing that they are doing now, if they have been doing it over the years, Lagos would have gone far with all the money they are making. the go would have gone far in development. But because all the time the assembly will accept anything they tell them, whoever will be what, they will not bother. Everything Baba Sogbe and all that. That is an indirect way of tolerating city type, because you have left government but you are still controlling the government.
Is there other places where it don't they happen small? I hear say my River State will be case study.
Don't worry yourself. That of Wike, don't worry. Very soon you will see the fate of Wike. So what we are having in Nigeria now is pseudo dictatorship. They are in the military and they are in the civilian clothes, but their character is the military character.
How? Why you talk like that?
Because you can see it now. Nobody will say anything except what I want. Is that not what's going on here? Nobody, whatever I say, that's what will happen. I'll give you an example with Lagos State, and I challenge you to tell me that it's a lie. It's not a lie now. That's what's going on in Lagos State. That's why Lagos State is not moving forward. Anytime they do survey of livability status of Lagos State, Lagos will come last.
But then still they talk saying be the best developed state for inside the whole of Nigeria now. And they say that the state where they lead with example, because now it always sets the pace for development for other states for Nigeria.
This pace they are setting in their political journey, I don't think any state want to copy it. No state want to copy political development in Lagos State. That is why I was saying this morning in one other program that if you are talking of the speck in somebody, remove the log of food in your own eyes. You are equally a dictator. Don't forget about this your military whatever. You are a dictator. You have left government, yet you are controlling the government in your states. Is that not dictatorship? Why must you force the state to accept your candidates? For what? Because of 2027. Because Sanwo-Olu is running his last term in office, and these nominees, they are to prepare ground for the Prince of Bodilon to take over.
Oh,
that is what is going on.
Mr. Darlington, you dey go far.
No, they leave about. You will see it play out now. You will see it play out. Don't worry yourself. 2027 is here when Sanwo-Olu will leave office. You will see who they will project already. They are campaigning that he should become a minister of youth. You saw when this Daniel Israel, the APC youth leader, Dayo was, they were even begging Tinubu, make this boy, make him youth minister. He qualified this and that. What do you think is playing out? No, that one is a lie. Is it a lie too? These are part of what we are saying. Dayo is qualified to be a youth leader for APC, but he's not qualified to be minister of youth. Rather, he can be campaigning for somebody to become minister of youth, and they are comfortable with it. They are comfortable. So when you are talking of dictatorship, it comes in different forms. We have civilian dictators in Nigeria, especially under APC. Throughout the 8 years of Buhari, did he obey one court order? One court order, did he obey one? Nnamdi Kanu is an issue. So when you are talking of dictatorship, people who sit, you too, you are doing the same thing, even in a worse form. Because there's no way anybody can justify or explain what is going on in Nigeria.
So does that justify military coups? In any way?
The last time I checked, a book says the end justifies the means.
And then what do you make we think say the military coups go even do any better anyway?
But at least they will.
Or the military leaders will do better.
If you check, like I told you, no military leader want to come and stay put. They always want to midwife a new civilian administration. At least with what they have done, the civilian administration will caution themselves. That is the issue now. But if you give these civilian leaders a free rein, they will be acting anyhow because they believe nobody can challenge them, this and that. All the nonsense they wrote in AU, no more coup. But they cannot say no more dictatorship, no more change of constitution to remain in office. They will not talk about that one. Is that how an organization is supposed to run? If you are saying there should be no coup in Africa, why not say that there should be no rigging of election? There should be no abuse of office. There should be no stealing of people's money. There should be no changing of constitution to remain in office. All those things, they should include it, because we have people who have done it. Why are they not talking about it?
So you feel say most of those AU leaders, then they guilty of some of these things?
They are more than guilty. That's why they are not speaking out so much. Do you hear anything from Yoweri Museveni? Has he ever opened his mouth? Did he talk? All of them that have done, even Poebia, did you hear him?
Poebia never talk. Now just say don't change the military now.
So that this thing that is coming too close.
Oga Poebia self we go event when no even recognize himself for the event where he go. So you sure say that him even still dey in charge.
The thing is that they want to, and because he have put his own people. That's what I'm telling you. Dictator. All the people he has used to surround himself are what? His sycophants and loyalists who are chopping too. You understand? Those who are they are taking care of them. Just like they are doing in Nigerian military. You saw all the humongous amount of money they have spent to pursue Boko Haram for over 10 years now. You saw that when the House did their review during Buhari time, they said they have spent 12 trillion naira.
Yes, we don't spend plenty money.
You say?
Yes, we don't spend plenty money for
12 trillion naira. No result. Who are eating those money? Remember when they called the man who replaced the Borotai to come and explain where the money they gave and all that? The man was so angry with them. He blasted all of them. He said, come, I just entered office. So, did you give me any money to buy any arm? The man that you gave money, Borotai, why didn't you call him and
next
ask
thing, the man died for
Exactly. You can see what is going on. You can see now. So, dictatorship is going on in Nigeria through indirect means. It's just that Nigerians have not been able to look behind the scene to see what is going on. Whenever they see that you are going to challenge them, or they will find a way to remove you. Is it not worse than military coup?
All right. So waiting be the way forward in 10 seconds because our time don't finish.
The way forward is for people, like I said, people should be aware. Are you going to all this and they say no more protest? No. Protest is allowed. As long as it's peaceful, let people rise up to challenge their government. Say, look, this thing you are doing, we don't want it. If they insist on what they want, the government will back down. But when all of us remain docile,
but not be people fault, and they come out come protest the other time, people die. So people also they fear for their lives.
It is not enough. They don't frighten you now. It's not enough.
You go come out.
I said it is not enough.
You go come out in the same people come out.
Hold on. If you are afraid of going to war, who will not fight the war?
And I make an ask whether you go come out. You go let
what is wrong? This one I'm doing now, is it not even worse than going to fight in the streets?
Okay.
No, this one I'm doing now, all over the media, is it not worse than going to fight in the streets?
All right. Okay.
So people should be aware of their right and fight for it. If Rosa Parks, remember how the blacks got this thing in America? Rosa Parks refused to stand up for a white man, a woman. She was asked to stand up because a white man wanted to sit down. If she said no, she will not. And that was what sparked the protest. Immediately, the thing caught fire. Then Martin Luther King read the famous I Have a Dream. That is it. Even though they killed them, but something has been achieved. Abi? Yes, now.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington. As usual, thank you as you follow me sit down and lounge small this evening as we talk over this matter then. Next time we'll still sit down again to talk. I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you a lot.
All right, thank you. Yeah. This now updates with Precious for today. Make sure you follow us, like, comment, and I hope we will teach you one or two things so you need to know as per waiting they happen for inside your area. I hope we will update you because this now updates. See you next time.